Hello, and welcome to episode 51 of the Buxton Barrow Man. Naturally, with this series, I talk about Buxton, a town that's rather famous for, I don't know, something. But Buxton is situated high up, pressed against the moors. And although admittedly not today, it does get rather wet up here. And all that water starts to trickle down into tributaries, into the River Wye, and eventually the River Derwent. Before the Buxton we know nowadays was built, and as the town was growing in the early 18th century, there was an increasing need for water in the town. Other than the spring water, of course. And so the construction of reservoirs for this was commissioned by the Duke of Devonshire. The moors making Buxton a rather ideal place to build reservoirs. The first of which documented was Modest, located here known as Watford Reservoir. The source of this being just up the hill on Watford Moor. Built in 1840, the water from this reservoir was pumped to Higher Buxton, where it came out of the wellhead here. I mean, not anymore. There's nothing connected to it. Just use your imagination. And it's important to note that this is the well that started Buxton's wells dressing tradition, as it was to celebrate the water from this new well and also the Duke for funding it. And Watford Reservoir was just the start of it. As Buxton starts to grow and become thirstier and thirstier, more and more started to pop up around the town. Unfortunately, reservoirs aren't the most interesting thing in the world, and so written history on them is a little to non-existent. That means I don't exactly know the order that these were built. But these first lot I found on a map from 1875, so between 1840 and 1875 these were built. At the bottom of Axe Edge is Terret Reservoir, and it still exists, although covered over. The name Terret, I must add, seldom mentioned nowadays, but does refer to this entire area here. It's a lovely walk around Terret, but it can be a bit chilly some days. The next reservoir is next to the Main Road. Now, it doesn't have a name, but like Terret, it's very simple. It is just a rectangle. However, there's nothing left of it. Crossing from the west to the north side of Buxton, we reach Lightwood. And two very similar sized reservoirs popped up just outside the woods, the scars of which still make their mark on the hillside today. Now, the last reservoir on this old map is Hogshaw, or Lightwood, as it was later and more well known as. Now, this one's important, so we'll come back to this. All these reservoirs were built and then leased to the local board, which later became the Urban District Council in 1894. The next set of reservoirs to be built was between 1875 and my new map from 1900. And it actually starts at the closure of one of the two small Lightwood ones. And moving back westward on Manchester Road, a new reservoir was built atop Long Hill. This one's still here. Just down the road, back towards Buxton, Cold Springs Reservoir was built into a disused quarry, and still exists today, somewhere in there. Now back to the unnamed one, near Mac Road, a new much larger one was built right next to it, known as Burbage Reservoir, situated very close to the High Peak and Cronford Railway. Unfortunately, almost nothing remains from this one, which surprises me, considering how much embankment it looked like it needed around that body of water. But the last one on my map, all the way up the moors, and yes, I walked up there just for this shot, is the teeny tiny Portobello Reservoir. After this lot in 1917, the responsibility was handed to the Buxton Corporation Waterworks. But we're not done yet, we've still got two more reservoirs. One at the end of Brown Edge Road, known as Turner Lodge. And the other, Stanleymore, at the bottom of Axe Edge and Elite Road, and right beside the Cronford and High Peak Railway. I believe both were built in the early 1900s, something around 1900 to 1920, and both being large-scale, heavy-duty, rectangular reservoirs. Along with this, some treatment works, pump houses, etc. popped up along the way. Again, dates of which... So, there's one on Manchester Road, which is now a house. That's cool. One up by Portobello on the Mac Road. I think it's still used, I could hear some whirring noises, even though Portobello Reservoir itself is gone. And one near Stanleymore, which I do have a date of construction for this. 1957. Yes, something finally written down. And this place is pretty interesting. and so I'll make sure that I'll upload a full video of me exploring the place. Now in October of 1963 the reservoirs changed hands again, now to the North Derbyshire Water Board. Then again in 1974 to Severn Trent, who still run the few sites remaining in the town. Throughout this video I haven't been particularly descriptive on Lightwood or Stanleymore reservoirs yet, because both are rather interesting in terms of their end of life. See, with most of the others, decommissioning was pretty easy, they were on the smaller scale. Although Burbage Reservoir and Turner Lodge are rather large, but decommissioning comes with a variety of different reasons, such as age, capacity constraints, legislation, and a whole damn load more reasons.
For Stanley though, well, it was leaking, apparently from its first fill. And the structure, reservoir itself, was built upon rather inadequate soil, and there was a honeycomb of caves and holes underneath it. One of those is actually leading towards Paul's Cavern.
Repeated attempts were made to repair the dam. Respected dam engineers at the time of construction, including Sir Alexander Binney and William Binney, were all involved in giving their advice or by making statements as expert witnesses in the action taken by Buxton Council against the original engineers of the structure.
Now there is a quote from an expert at the time who stated that they have never seen better work than that shown at Stanleymore Reservoir, and they had never seen a site so painfully and hopelessly bad.
In 1946 the height of the embankments was reduced 10 foot and a new overflow and weir was constructed, this reducing the capacity from 450,000 metres cubed to 275,000 metres cubed.
And eventually, I believe when I was a wee lad in the early 2000s, Stanleymore Reservoir met its end. Its draw-off tower, culverts and spillways were demolished, and a massive V-shape was cut into the embankment, ensuring that it will never fill again.
Now on to Lightwood. It too also met a fate similar sometime after 2004. However, it was treated with a lot more love, as the entire dam wall was removed and the valley returned to nature.
The material excavated from the dam was used to reshape the valley into a gradual curve. And for someone who doesn't remember the reservoir, well, I would have never known it was here.
A water tower, valve chambers and all four walls of the reservoir were demolished, and it was redesigned specifically to help encourage wildlife in the area. The project being so successful, it won 2 awards, one in 2006 and another in 2007. And on a technicality, the water here is still used, as in the woods, this building here is a pump house for Nestlé, who take the water down to their bottling plant on water swallows and bottle it up as Nestlé Pure Life. So yes, Nestlé sell 2 kinds of Buxton water, that of its name and the form of Pure Life.
So there's probably loads of history that I've missed in this video. Like I said earlier, written history is a tough find on this kind of thing, but if you know any more and you want to enlighten me and others, then please leave it in the comments down below. And of course, if you've got anything else related, any questions, feel free to do so.
Oh, I'm also aware of the existence of the one up Foxlow, but I don't really know much about it. Anyways, if you're not a local, the name dropping in this video of locations might have been a bit confusing. So as I end the video, I'm just going to leave this handy map that I made of all 13 reservoirs I mentioned.
Now I want to say a very special thank you to all my supporters on Ko-fi, and a huge thank you to you watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, ta-ra. Hello and welcome to episode 51 of the Buxton Barrow Man. That fly, bug off, go away.